Hello and welcome to Unshakable with Human Design. I'm your host, Nicole Leno, and I am so excited to be here with you because we're going to talk about the energetics of success today. And, we're going to talk about lots of things. We're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about human design, the energy of success. What does that even mean? The energetics of success. And really, where I'm coming from with this is I want you to think about, when we have strategy, and we come at our business from a purely strategic place, which is quite frankly where a lot of people start. What should I do? Should I try this launch method? Should I be on Instagram? Should I be on LinkedIn? There's all these people out there telling me that this was the thing that they did to get to where they are. I want what they have, but how do I choose? And I have been in this place so many times because I did come at business from a purely strategic place in the beginning. There were two ways that I looked at it. I looked at it like what do I need to do to get the results that I want? My corporate background, my Wall Street background, I was just like, how can I bang this out so I can make $1 million? Like that was my thought process. And I will outwork anybody. That's going to be my unique path to success is going to be, I will outwork anybody. Well, guess what? If you have a thought like that, like you will outwork anybody, that's your strategy. Guess what? You gonna burn out. I did. And the other part, when I got into mindset, I really was just trying to overcome my own productivity issues. I wanted to outwork everybody, but what outworking turned out to be was just me showing up and trying to do things a lot and not actually getting them done and not getting them done efficiently because I had, blocks. And so these were kind of the two approaches that I looked at through business. And I even looked at the mindset stuff through a very strategic lens. My first certification with that was neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, which is a very strategic kind of structured way of looking at the way the brain stores information and how we can change it and shift it. Very logical, right? And nothing will put you in a plateau faster and more strongly than having a purely strategic approach to your business. So we're going to talk about the energetics of success because this is where my whole world opened up. My whole business opened up. I took my business from, doing $3,000 to $5,000 launches to doing $20,000 to $30,000 months. And that's an energetic and strategic approach, but it's energy first. Okay. So I want to break this down for you, how strategy is still necessary, but the energy first approach allows you to grow exponentially faster and bigger. The strategic approach, and I find clients in this all the time where they're attacking the strategy, and I have to remind them to come back to the energetic side of things. That when we approach it energy first, you open up, and everything that you do will have a greater impact, both monetarily and emotionally. Like just you'll feel better about it. It will feel more aligned. You'll have energy to do it again, but you're going to get a better result. Okay. So before I dive in, if this interests you, if you are like, I love the whole money, human design, energetics of success and strategy, all of the things to build a business that feels like mine. If that is how you feel, then first of all, you and I are very much here. We are very much simpatico here. If that suits you, then you are going to want to come to the Authority Accelerator Masterclass. This is my last masterclass. I am not running this one again. It is called the Authority Accelerator. I've been running it for about 2 years. We have rewritten it several times and had new and improved versions of it, but we won't be doing that anymore. It's a free 5-day masterclass where I take you through my entire process of building a business that feels like yours through human design that is both aligned and profitable. If you would like to be there for this last hurrah with us, please go to NicoleLeno.com/masterclass, register there on the website, or if you prefer, hop on over to my DMs on Instagram. I'm at Nicole Leno Official and type in the word masterclass and we will register you right there. Okay, so let's talk about strategy versus energy for a second. So strategy really gives you kind of one way. It's a pretty finite thing. Strategy is like, I'm going to do this thing. And we have to choose which thing we're going to do. And where some of our stuff comes from and difficulty comes from is we try to do too many strategic things because we're afraid they won't work. So we have to do everything that everybody is saying. We scatter our energy. We burn ourselves out. We end up in complete and total hustle mode. And even if you manage to make money, which you can make money in hustle mode for sure. I did, but it's not sustainable. And when we build a business from an energy first perspective, we find a sustainable route because strategy, it gives you like one way. Do more is really the only answer. I want to make money, do more. I want to have more clients. Okay, let's have a bigger this and let's do more of this and let's show up twice a day on Instagram and let's put out 5 podcasts a week and let's do more. More equals more. But what that does eventually to you, you'll get tired, you'll get burned out. And yes, even generators and manifesting generators, you will burn out. Projectors find another way and manifestors find another way for a different reason. Manifestors get tired, but they get pissed off and they want to change. But projectors, they will find a more efficient way of doing things. They will either crack or they will turn to their body and start taking care of it because it's the most important thing for them, because they don't have the capacity to burn themselves out to the extent that generators and manifesting generators do. Now, there are exceptions to everything. I'm not saying that projectors can't burn themselves out like the rest of us. But generators and manifesting generators, what we do is we feel like we have energy to burn. So we can push through more extensively than a projector, a manifestor, or a reflector could on an extended basis. I have burnt myself out hard. I worked 12-hour days when I was on Wall Street. Proudly. And for a while, that wasn't a big deal for me. I was able to do it, and it didn't bother me until I stopped loving the job. And then I started to feel drained, and then I started to feel angry and frustrated and all of those not self things. So how do we come at this from an energy first perspective? How do we have success and sustainability? What role does human design play in this? What role does human design play in money? Money is a very energetic game. And we often look at money as being a very strategic thing. I do the thing, I get paid. That in and of itself is the reason you aren't making it if you are an entrepreneur. I do the thing, I make the money is not how entrepreneurs make money. We make money through our value. If we have a purely transactional approach, it's almost like we're treating the things that we do in the strategies like a paycheck. Now, don't get me wrong. It is wonderful, and I highly recommend having strategies that feel like they deliver for you. That when you do them, you get paid. We want those things. But in order to make those things work, you have to approach the money side from a very energetic place. So when I go into launches, when I'm selling anything, my energy is equally as important as my strategy. In fact, sometimes it's more important. I'm very much energetically taking care of myself and approaching things from an energetic place. It is my job to get my energy in gear and in alignment before I do anything that I expect money to come through on. And if I don't have money coming in like it should be, I look at the energy. I'll look at the strategy. I'll be like, well, if I haven't done anything, if I haven't sold anything, then of course, I haven't put anything out for sale. I shouldn't be shocked that people don't buy, right? Or they're not buying as much as they did before. Maybe I should tell people I sell things. Sure, that's a simple thing I can do. But the energy that I'm in is going to determine the success of those attempts at getting sales. So let's talk about, and the difference here is this concept that I want to bring up to you is this contracted versus expanded energy. being closed or being open. We've all heard that term, being open to receive, right? Are we open to receive? So being in contraction, you're not open to receive. Being in contraction, you are not a magnet for all the things that you want. You are stuck in a space where there is going to be more struggle and challenge than abundance and blessings and flow. And so sometimes it can feel like our circumstances can't be changed. I can't change the fact that the launch failed. I can't change the fact that nobody's buying. I can't change the fact that the economy is in the toilet. I can't change the fact that people are scared. What you can change is your energy. And you can change yourself from contracted to expanded energy. And human design gets you tuned into this, because most people aren't paying attention. They're either experiencing in their circumstance great things happening, or they're not. And then they fall into fear because good things aren't happening. So human design starts to tune you into, naturally through its processes, through its strategy and authority, and through paying attention not to what your mind is thinking, which is really the benefit of human design in so many ways. It gets you out of your head. Okay, well, if I could get out of my head and into my body, then I'll notice contraction. Because when you're in your head, contraction just feels like fear. And what do we do when we get into fear? We start to take massive action that feels kind of desperate. And that chases the things that we want away from us. It might have some temporary relief, but a lot of times the burnout and exhaustion from it will be more and not worth it than the payoff that you got. The dollars that came in, the stuff that you got, if you're jetting all over and you're bringing in just enough to cover those expenses, but you burned yourself out, those trips were not worth it. So human design intrinsically in its process gets you to pay attention to your body, how your energy is feeling. We do that through several different ways, but through strategy and authority and recognizing your not self and your signature themes. You start to tune into, am I contracted or expanded right now? Because there's, how am I feeling? Am I contracted or expanded with money? Feel that in your body right now. Are you contracted or expanded with launches, with offers, with pivoting in your business, shifting your message, shifting your ideal client? If you shift something in your business and you do it, now I'm not saying that it's not okay to be scared. Because when we change something, when we shift something, when we do something big that we know is right, but there's risk involved, it's normal to be scared. But you want to bring yourself energetically to a place where it's like, I know this is the right move and I just have to trust it. Expanded energy. That's expanded energy. I will either get the result that I want or the lesson that I need. I think people think that human design is like, so when I get a response from my sacral, that it's somehow the universe telling me, blessing that offer or something, okay, I want to create this offer. And the universe is like, yes, it will be a smash success. And a lot of times it works out that way, but it doesn't, because that's coming from a head place, right? Okay, well, that was a sign from the universe that it was right. A projector being recognized by somebody, getting recognition, getting an invitation. It doesn't mean that the invitation is right for you. It doesn't mean that you want this thing. Do you want to be recognized for it? Generators, do you want to do the work of that offer? Or are you just trying to find a solution that will get you out of a circumstance that exists right now? It's what happens when your authority gives you some sort of response and answer. When you choose something, so for me as a sacral, and I'm an emotional authority, I wait out my wave, I get the I get the thing that feels good. It's not that the universe is blessing the choice I made. Although you could look at it that way, what I don't like about that is people then feel like it's so do or die. And that puts you in contracted energy. Is this the sign? Did I miss it? I don't know. Is this a response? I thought I had a response, but now I don't know. It just doesn't feel good. Now they question everything and they're missing the whole point of design. Have you ever done that? I know I did in the beginning. I absolutely was just like, I thought that human design was supposed to mean that I don't make any more mistakes. And I started this thing and I don't want to finish it. And does that mean now I'm in my head? And that's not the vibe. So what human design actually is doing is it's telling you, your body is telling you, your authority is telling you which choices will put you in your most expansive energy or your most contracted. When you're in expanded energy, you'll find that you attract the right things. You will have energy to do the thing over and over again. You're going to show up to that offer, to that pivot, to that, to whatever it is, to that event, whatever it is that you're doing, you're going to show up and you're going to be the biggest, baddest version of yourself. You're going to be expanded there. People will respond to that. Opportunities will come from that. People will believe in you. That's what we're going for, right? But now if you don't listen to it and you do something because you think you should, or you think because someone else, some guru said that this was what they did, so you decided to adopt that strategy. But now when you go to actually build the thing or put on the launch or whatever it is, you're in your most contracted energy. So you're going to do the same thing. You're going to get a not great result. This is what we're talking about. Because eventually, strategies, because now you're in like a strategic way that you're approaching this energetic work. You're thinking. Energy isn't thinking. Energy is a deep cellular level sense of feeling. It's truth. It's your truth. So when we talk about money and being expanded with money, you have to go to that deep level of saying, what is true for me about money? Now, human design can help you a bit with this, but I do the EFT tapping work and deep clearing work behind this. Energetic clearing around your beliefs, but they're not just thoughts. Your thoughts about money, you could change pretty easily. Your energy about money is a different story. Your energy about money is your deep truth about money. And if the deep truth is money doesn't stick around, money doesn't take care of me, there's just never enough money, then you have to deal with that because it's contracting you energetically around that theme. When you start to approach your business through this lens of energy, what's my energetic truth with these things? And when you come at it through human design, where human design is guiding you to, one, pay attention to your energy, and two, helping you find your most expansive energy and what that looks like and feels like for you, you start to expand in all areas of your life. You start to experience expansion, abundance, and all of those things in your life. Okay? I hope you found this useful. I hope you loved it. And if you did, you're going to love the Authority Accelerator. You've got to come. We've already started, but you can still get in. All you have to do to register is go to NicoleLano.com/masterclass. Register there on the website, or go to Instagram, DM me. I'm at Nicole Lano Official. DM me the word masterclass. We'll register you right there in the DMs. And I hope you can join us. Replays will be available. So if you can't join us live, that's no big deal. We will send you emails every single day to let you know how you can watch the replay. I highly recommend you get involved. It's so much fun, so informative. People tell me that this is just such great time spent on their part, and they really feel transformed at the end of it. I teach a lot in this. This is a jam-packed, value-packed masterclass, and it's entirely free, and it's the last chance that you'll have to join us for it. So thank you so much. I hope to see you there. And remember, in order to have an unshakable business, you must first become an unshakable human. So thanks for letting us help you become unshakable with human design. Thanks.